Yo, this is Attack on Titan, episode 31, Warrior. This is the Fields Bros, guys. How's it going? So, we have a massive revelation, reveal, whatever you want to call it, in this episode. So, if you haven't seen this episode, go check it out right now before you check out any reviews, for sure. It's definitely worth seeing. If you have not seen it, check it out immediately. All right, that said, the episode begins at Utgard Castle. Now that the battle has concluded, everyone has arrived, all the reinforcements. So the first thing they do is they go get Ymir. Ymir is after Historia. After Krista told Ymir that her real name is Historia, she passed out, and due to her injuries, she's not going to be able to, talk to us right now because she's in a coma, like I said. So Historia is basically taking it upon herself to speak on Ymir's behalf, and she's saying that because she turned into a Titan and saved everybody and didn't run away, that implies that she's not an enemy of humanity. Otherwise, she wouldn't have aided them, or she would have attacked them, or done something differently. And how she hid her form from everybody because she was just worried about the actions that would be taken against her. In any case, regardless of what Historia is saying, we still need to talk to Ymir once she recovers from her coma. She's a Titan shifter, so she has the ability to regenerate. Uh, the the time varies between person to person, so who knows how long that's going to take. So then we momentarily turn our attention towards the wall that has the hole in it that we've been searching for since episode 27. So this is the third episode or so where we've been looking for this hole, and we still can't find it. Hannes has no idea where the hole is. So at this point, it's safe to say that the hole is non-existent. As for how the Titans got in, I have no idea. Hanji says that maybe Titans can dig now. Are there new types that are digging underneath the wall? Is that how they're getting in? So they're at a complete loss as to how the Titans originally got inside of Wall Rose. And Hanji also tells Connie that she plans to have a team investigate his village and that he shouldn't worry about it and just stay focused on, the task at hand. So everybody is standing on top of the wall Rose, I believe, and they're just, waiting to see what's going to happen next. And then Reiner, here it comes, guys. Here comes the big revelation. Reiner calls Eren over to him, right? And out of nowhere, he says, 5 years ago, Bertholdt and I are the ones who breached the wall and assaulted humanity. He says, I'm the armored titan and Bertholdt is the colossal. Wow. Holy shit. So it's them. These two are the enemy of humanity. These are the two who have caused everything that's happened in this entire series. Episode 1, the breaching at Eren's hometown, Shinganshina, the attempt at Tross District. So they have been responsible for upwards of a fifth of humanity's extinction. And at first, when this was happening on screen, I didn't think anybody else was listening. I didn't think anybody else heard him say that. Mikasa stopped a few feet away, and it seemed like she was kind of eavesdropping on what they were saying to Eren. But it didn't seem like anybody else was paying attention. And that's where we get a flashback scene momentarily of 12 hours prior to this moment, where it took us back to a few episodes ago when the pastor had told us that Krista's real name was Historia, and at that point, Sasha had handed Hanji a message from Commander Erwin, and we never got to see them open it or talk about it. They just talked about Historia's name and her whereabouts. But it turns out that the report Sasha handed Hanji was a background check on Annie Leonhardt, and Hanji requested this background check after they had captured her. And the background check revealed that Reiner and Bertholdt were from the same region that she was. So they had lied apparently about where they were originally from, and they obviously had closer relations than any of them they let on. So they began to theorize about all the enemies of humanity, and obviously Annie had to have accomplices. So she hangs around those guys more than other people. And then they look at the forest mission. They're searching for evidence against these guys, and they conclude that basically Commander Erwin had suspected that after Aaron's initial transformation, he caught on right away that all right, so Titans are not our only enemy here. Titans are not just some alien creatures that aren't related to humans. If humans can turn into them, then that suggests that Titans, their origins, spawn from humanity itself. So he purposely misleads. He sends out misleading information, and he tells Reiner and Bertholdt are among some of the people told that Aaron's going to be positioned in the right wing, which he was not. He was in the center rank. So in the Force mission, when the female Titan appeared, where did she come from? She came from the right wing. So, in other words, somebody who had the plans for Aaron being in the right wing passed that information on to Annie. And there was only a limited amount of people who had this, you know, information that he was supposed to be in the right wing. Moreover, they conclude that there was a point in the field where Rhina passed on Aaron's location to Annie because Armin had basically figured out where Aaron was based off logic, that it doesn't make sense to have him in the right wing where all the spotters are. That's danger zone. You want to be in the center where you're around the elite defense squad with Levi, and that's the most logical, place to have him. And Rhina did inquire on Aaron's location. And then there was this weird ass scene where Rhina got stuck in Annie's hand for a noticeably abnormal long period of time. And he was able to free himself at the last moment. And then Annie was just staring at her hand for a few seconds, and then she immediately took off towards the center. So they concluded that Rhina had passed on this information to Annie by carving info into her hand. So yeah, we saw that scene. So it's not that they weren't listening to Rhina talk; they were just acting like they didn't hear him. They were just kind of pretending like they, weren't paying attention to what he was saying. But yeah, holy shit. So Reiner says that, all right, if you don't want any more walls to fall, you need to come with me and Bertholdt right now. We're going to go to, let's just say, our hometown, is what he says. So I have no idea what the real location is, where they want to take Aaron, but they ask him to just come with us right now. Let's just go. And Aaron's like, what the fuck? Fuck, no, I'm not going anywhere with you guys. Like, what did you expect me to say? Like, are you completely out of your mind? And clearly Mikasa can hear this going down because a few feet away, she's just standing there staring, fixated at Reiner and Bertholdt, and her right hand is on her sword, just twitching, ready to lop at this dude as soon as he makes any type of movement. Then Reiner starts saying, all right, screw it. Like, we're doing this now. This ends right now. And Bertholdt, he's panicking. He's like, are we really going to do this now? Is this really going to happen? And as Reiner turns around, Mikasa charges in and she slices off his right arm, aiming for his head, it looks like. She nearly kills Reiner. She turns around, she slashes Bertholdt's throat, slits his throat, dives on top of him, is about to impale him right through the face, and Reiner knocks Mikasa off Bertholdt. And that's when the lightning appears around these two guys and they transform into Titans. So these are the enemies of humanity. The next episode is going to be the Colossal and the Armored Titan versus us all. Wow. So after the Armored Titan appears, he instantly grabs Aaron. He grabs him in his hand and begins to scale down the wall. So they're trying to make an escape. Also, the Colossal grabs Ymir, who is in that coma. So it seems their goal now is to grab the Titan shifters that are with us, Ymir and Aaron, and make a break. So they're basically going to kidnap these two guys, which sets humanity back a lot because we need Titans on our side or we can't put up any type of fight or resistance. So wow, a lot has happened here. We finally have the massive reveal of the Colossal and Armored Titans' identities. It's Reiner and Bertholdt, guys. So all the Titans that have been revealed have been in the 104th Cadet Corps. Aaron, Annie, Ymir, Reiner, and Bertholdt now. So that's 5 for 5. So what could Reiner and Bertholdt, what's their intent to do with, what are they going to do with Aaron and Ymir once they get them to wherever they're going to go? In any case, we're in for a hell of a battle. The Armored Titan's going to be way tougher to take down than Annie because his entire body seems to have that hardened skin. So thanks for watching the review. Check it out, guys. See ya.